Greetings to the children of Israel scattered abroad in the name of Jehovah our Creator and Jesus Christ of Nazareth, our King. My name is Lily of the Valley, and I know it's been a while, but better late than never. Okay, happy Sabbath, and today we're gonna look at more products, new foods, new terms, because the children of Israel, which are in the Bible, have to eat a certain way for holy and righteous living. Now, this is not an endorsement or criticism of any product. This is for educational purposes only. So we educate you and then you make your decisions. Now, today we're going to look at things like gelatin, GMOs, new foods, things that go against the Bible laws, because the Most High already told us what is clean to eat, what is not clean to eat, and you can look at those in the Torah, which is the first 5 books of Moses: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. So, gelatin can be in a lot of products, even though it looks like vegetarian. Gelatin can be pork. Swine is not clean to eat. So, it comes under different types, and you have clean gelatin, which is from beef and sheep and ox, and you have unclean gelatin, which is from pig. You have to call the companies and ask them what type of gelatin they use. Some of them, if you make a mistake and you buy their products, they will give you a refund if you call them ahead of time within the trial period. Now we have genetically modified foods like corn and soy. So people with allergies, you have to read these carefully. People who have clean living, eating, diet, you gotta read these carefully. Now it says some of these may look innocent, but you gotta read the package. For example, it says the ingredients from corn and canola in this product come from genetically modified crops. Learn more at thatmanufacturer.com. So they'll tell you. And then you see corn, water, sugar. Simple as corn don't mean corn anymore, because corn is one of the most GMO products. So this, you gotta watch out for, like food colorings. There may be allergies in them. Okay, things from concentrate may not be like juice that you just press from the juice itself. This, I don't know, came from a pantry from a quote unquote church. Of course, you don't know what is in it. It just says beef, but they can put anything in these cans and say beef, but it's not beef because they don't tell you what the ingredients are. This says chili, nothing else. So this is the type of food a lot of people are getting. So you gotta do research on things like high fructose corn syrup and all these things. Okay, what are refiners syrup and so on. Even though it says gluten free, it may have other things in there that may not be healthy or affect your health. So you have contain bioengineered food ingredients. So that's just another way of saying genetically modified. Now you have food sacrificed to idols. For example, yoga, that's an idol from Eastern culture. We're not supposed to be feeding food sacrificed to idols to our children.
And one
Soy contains wheat and soy. If you're allergic, remember soy is something that is a lot of genetically modified foods, or soy as well. Red 40, blue 2, blue 1, those are food coloring ingredients. Some people are allergic to those things. See the gelatin right up there again, and most times it's pork gelatin, pig gelatin. So you have to go through all these foods. When it says bioengineered ingredients, the ingredients from corn, soy product come from genetically modified crops. So that's just some of it. And then on this one, I wasn't sure about the carrageenan, because that could be GMO or it could be natural. But if they have a whole bunch of other GMO ingredients, some of it may be GMO as well. So these days you have things like Beyond Meat, Beyond Burgers. A lot of people have inserted themselves into the Most High's creation and set themselves up and tell, oh, you gotta eat this, you gotta eat that. But they're not the Most High. We have creator given rights from Jehovah that nobody can take away. The Most High already tells us in his Bible and his prophet what is clean to eat and what is not. Sin is what causes the destruction of the earth, not the cow farts or the food. Some of the unclean foods, of course, cause it because they bring disease, like, pig flesh brings disease, shellfish, a lot of those do bottom feeder type stuff, and a lot of food sacrificed to idols. For example, when they put these things on the snacks and the brand name, so you gotta know the brand you're buying, what they believe, what their symbols are, what idol they worship. If you're buying teas with a bunch of idol names, it's food sacrificed to idols. So First Corinthians chapter 8. Now, as touching things offered to idols, we know that we all have knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, but charity edifieth. And if any man think he knoweth anything, he knoweth nothing as he ought to know. But if any man love God, the same is known of him. As concerning, therefore, the eating of those things that are offered in sacrifice unto idols, we know that an idol is nothing in the world, and that there is none other God but one. And that God, his name is Jehovah, and Jehovah came to earth in the form of Jesus Christ of Nazareth. For although there be that are called gods, little gods, whether in heaven or in earth, as there be gods many and lords many, but on but to us there is but one God, capital God, the Father, of whom are all things, and we in him, and one Lord Jesus Christ, by whom all things, and we by him. Okay? So, howbeit there is not in every man that knowledge, for some with conscience of the idol unto this hour eat it as a thing offered unto an idol, and their conscience being weak is defiled. So, we're not supposed to eat things named after idols, created by idolaters. Don't eat them food, none of them restaurant, none of them things, but we eat according to Creator. Creator is Jehovah. But meat commended us not to God. For neither if we eat are we the better, neither if we eat not are we the worse. So those are the vegans, the animal rights activists. Their doctrine is not based on biblical knowledge. But take heed lest by any means this liberty of yours become a stumbling block to them that are weak. For if any man see thee which has knowledge sit at meat in the idol's temple, shall not the conscience of him which is weak be emboldened to eat those things which are offered to idols? And through thy knowledge shall the weak brother perish, for whom Christ died. But when he sin so against the brethren and wound their weak conscience, he sin against Christ. Wherefore, if meat make thy brother to offend, I will eat no flesh while the world standeth, lest I make my brother to offend. So you have to take into consideration your brother's diet. Some people cannot eat meat because they have health problems, but some people eat meat because it's not of the Most High. Like when they're gonna say beyond beef, beyond this, but then they're gonna call it meat, that's deception. When they talk about animal welfare, but they kill babies in the womb, that's hypocrisy and that's murder, right? So if they don't want to eat meat, they shouldn't pretend like these things are meat, because they are not. They must just call it what it is so that people can have a good choice. Even in some stores, you see like, oh, beyond meat patty. That's not meat. That's beyond whatever ingredient they put in it. And the soy, that's destroying a lot of land in the rainforest. It's not organic. A lot of it is genetically modified. Genetically modified food don't provide the ingredients and the nutrition that traditional food does. So it's all nothing but propaganda and lies and false advertising as well. Also, you have people who have set themselves up beyond the Most High, as if they want to be who the Most High is, but they can't. So they want to recreate the food that you're supposed to eat. Some say you're supposed to eat crickets, some say worms, some say pig, some say beyond this, beyond that. That's not the diet the Most High gave you. And when they're talking about pure energy, less land, most of them have them private jets, them have multiple houses, multiple islands, multiple everything. Whole heap of acreage them live pan, and you there in a your little hut, and them want come tell you what to eat. So that's the world we're living in now. So these are some of the things that y'all have to learn to go through. Like, if it contains wheat and you're allergic to gluten, that's one of the things you gotta look out for. And then find out what some of these ingredients are on the things are. Just like how you gotta go through the vaccine and see what baby parts or monkey parts or other parts they put in it that are allergic to you. You gotta eat according to what your body can take, because some of them have poisons in them. Some people have metal allergies, food allergies, peanut allergies. So some of the things will say this is